Good morning. I'm Andy Myers at Weiss Research, and this is your morning market alert for Tuesday, August 30th. Jen Amos is off today. U.S. stock futures are indicating that investors may pull back a bit today, following a big rally to start the week. Yesterday's gains were prompted by relief over the fact that Hurricane Irene wasn't as damaging as feared, as well as some encouraging data on consumer spending. Economic news may ultimately determine the direction of the markets today as well. First up will be the S&P Case-Shiller Index of home prices in 20 U.S. cities. I'll be back with those numbers after the opening bell. Then later this morning, the Conference Board releases its closely watched reading of consumer confidence for August. It's expected to drop sharply from an already weak level in July. But perhaps the highlight of today's economic calendar will be the minutes from the latest meeting of the Federal Open Market Committee, due out at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. The minutes should provide more insight into the Fed's statement earlier this month that interest rates will remain at ultra-low levels for the next 2 years. 3 members of the policymaking committee disagreed with that decision, the most internal dissent in nearly 20 years. European investors are also taking their cues from economic data today. Most of the major stock indexes are lower, after an index of economic sentiment for the 17-nation Eurozone fell more sharply than expected this month. It was the biggest decline since December of 2008, and a separate reading of consumer sentiment dropped more than 5%. Some big losses in shares of Nestle are weighing on Swiss stocks. Sanford C. Bernstein cut its rating on Nestle, saying the stock has become overvalued due to its safe haven appeal as a reliable consumer staples company. But among U.S. stocks, we have a couple big winners to tell you about. Retailer Dollar General is jumping more than 5% after its second quarter sales and profit topped estimates. Dollar General also lifted the low end of its earnings forecast for the full year. We're also keeping an eye on shares of defense contractor General Dynamics. It won a $3.7 billion contract from the U.S. Army to provide computer hardware, including routers and laptops, for use in vehicles and by walking patrols. General Dynamics just completed a similar contract that ran for more than 15 years. That's the latest from Weiss Research. I'll be back after the opening bell with all the market reaction and economic data, including that report on U.S. home prices.